With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, the Cyber Thunder's Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series fires things off here for the Queen City 130. Last chance for drivers to make their way into the championship for next week, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, we'll have championship night at Atlanta Motor Speedway. But first, we got to get through tonight's race here at this 1.5 mile D-shaped oval. My hometown track, Charlotte Motor Speedway, gonna put on a big time show here tonight. How you doing? How you feeling out there in Raceland, in TV Land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls as the 10-minute qualifying session has already begun. Track temperature right there at about 82 degrees. Pretty mild night here at Charlotte. Excuse me, in these summer months, Charlotte does get pretty hot. So we'll see if the racing action on the track is just as hot as the 99 of Justin Groves. He's going to go top of the speed charts for the time being. Quick time for Groves, 30:06. Bob Rogerson going to bring his 78 around into that third spot. How about Chris Wold going to take that top spot? Now Mike Brandy Sr. going to grab that spot away. I can imagine we're going to see that flip-flop and change just a little bit here as qualifying continues to wind on down. 2 minutes into this 10-minute qualifying session. 9 drivers on the speed charts already. Eric Anderson out there on his time lap. Kyle Jett also on his time lap. We still have yet to see Eric Moore, Dalton Carter, Coleridge Finmore, Frank DiMaggio in the field here tonight. Bryson Clark also out there going to put down his time in the 73 machine. Mike Grandy going to go even faster. Second time lap, 29:94 right now is your provisional poll here tonight for the Queen City 130 in the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series. Just about half of the field with a qualifying time. 3 minutes into this qualifying session, still 7 minutes left, so plenty enough time to get the rest of the field of drivers through inspection and out there for their qualifying time. Looks like Paul Turner, Tom Richter are also here tonight. Eric Anderson gonna jump all the way to second with his time lap. Can he go any quicker on the second one? Looks like he's gonna fall back just a little bit. Back into the gas now. Eric Anderson's got a shot. Eric Moore going to jump into his car. He'll put down a qualifying lap here in just a few moments as we are inching closer to that halfway point now. Just about 4 minutes on the board in this 10-minute qualifying session. And I tell you what, we haven't really spoke about it very much here yet tonight. But as we said in the opening, tonight is the last race in the round of 8. We're going to take just 4 drivers to Atlanta Motor Speedway to fight it out for a championship. And as of right now, this is what your championship point standings looks a little something like. We'll go ahead and throw that on screen as well for you. Tom Richter, Eric Moore, Justin Groves, Mike Grandy are those 4 drivers in those chase positions right now. Tyler Beeman, Coleridge Finmore, Brian Dorsey, and Jeff Sharp outside looking in at a championship hope. And it looks like Brian Dorsey, looking through the drivers on the entry list, looks like Dorsey in the 9 gonna miss tonight's race. So his championship hopes and dreams are pretty much all but over with. How about Coleridge Finmore outside looking in, dominating the regular season, 8 race wins in his back pocket, and now he finds himself outside looking in, coming in to a last chance race, really, if you want to put it that way. Finmore with trouble in the first 2 rounds here in the chase. Big time trouble for him at, I believe it was Talladega. Yes, it was, is where his trouble started. And then Dover just compounded the issues. Tough nights in the first 2 races for Finmore. Can he rebound tonight? And there you can see Cole Gray, Chris Wool, Christopher Dean, as well as Christopher Daniel right there rounding out your top 12. Those are the drivers that made it into your championship chase to begin with. They're still battling it out for positions. Very close race right there for 9th and 10th between Cole Gray and Chris Wool. Don't forget about the battles back through the rest of this field. Frank DiMaggio, even though he's missed a few races, he is right there battling with Eric Anderson. He may come away with the 13th overall in the point standings by the end of this one. How about Patrick Stein and that 89? Good solid run this season for him. He's got Bob Roderson just behind him. Then a little bit of breathing room back to the 17th place in the point standings. Dave Sanders in that 77 machine. Excuse me, I do apologize. So a few battles in the chase, a few battles outside of the chase, a few battles in the back of the field as well. So we're going to settle some things out over the next two races here in the Cyber Thunder Racing League's Wheels for Warriors USA, a Pro Cup Series playoff race number 6 right here tonight for the Queen City 130. We'll see what that timing and scoring chart says. Mike Grandy still holds on to the provisional pole right now. Quick time tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway, 29:94. And looking to see if anybody's going to go out there, and it looks like the 34 of Tom Richter may be out there on a time lap. Yes, we caught him just out the corner of our eye. We'll take a look at this 34, see how he goes around it. He is one of those drivers listed in the chase right now, coming into tonight's race, leading the point standings. Can Richter take that 2/10 off Motorsports 34? Cheerios Hamburger Helper Super 8 Motel 34 to the pole. We'll have to wait to see how it all shakes out. Dave Gainforth, Paul Turner, Patrick Stein still yet to go out there for their qualifying time. There you can see 30:03 first time lap for Richter, so very quick right out of the gates with just about 2 minutes remaining here in qualifying. Richter down the backstretch for the second time down into turn number 3. Where is he going to shake out? Will he improve on that 4th place starting position? And it looks like now Frank DiMaggio, Coleridge, Finmore, both of those drivers getting ready to go out on track. Richter going to cross the line. Does he go faster? Yes, he does. Top of the speed charts, 29.935, beating Mike Grandy out by, what is that, a thousandth of a second. My goodness, that is a close front end of the field. Coleridge Finmore out of Underdog Racing. There you can see him. He has been, as we said, dominating the regular season, but we are no longer in that regular season, race fans. This is chase time, and Finmore has had trouble the past 2 races. Crossing the line, first time lap. Where does Finmore go? Actually, no, that's the up to speed lap. He's going to be hard pressed to get both laps in here. This is going to be real tight. With Frank DiMaggio in the 95 also out there on track. We'll take a look back here at the 95 of DiMaggio as he makes his way back into turn number 1. First time lap here for DiMaggio. Finmore not too far off in front of him. He's going to work his way out of turn 4 back across the line. Finmore gonna jump. Where's he gonna jump to? All the way top of the speed charts by 200ths of 29.92. Quick time for Finmore. Gonna wait right here. What will DiMaggio do? He's gonna have one shot at it, and that's it. Finmore's got a chance to go faster. DiMaggio only 15th on the speed charts. He's gonna have to pick it up big time if he's gonna want a shot at it, taking the provisional pole away from this man right here. Finmore, for good measure, gonna cross the line a second time. Won't go any faster, but for now, you're a pole sitter, Coleridge Finmore. And it does indeed look like that's pretty much going to do it for our qualifying session. Finmore going to take the top spot. We're going to step away for a brief commercial break. Head trackside for your national anthem. DiMaggio sneaks it in. He grabs the pole, 29.89.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Jets flying over, quick turnaround, green flag flies here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Queen City 130. DiMaggio snatched that pole right before the 10-minute qualifying session ended. He's got Coleridge Fenimore lined up just to his outside. Tom Richter and Mike Grandy going at it second and third and fourth on the speedway. Now Kyle Jett in the 42. He's starting to make a little bit of ground. Chris Wold right there up 2 spots from where he qualified tonight, sitting in the 6th position. Whoa, looked like Richter has a moment. He's going to fall back 4 spots all the way back to the 7th position. Dalton Carter, Eric Anderson, Tyler Beeman round out your top 10. Going to get a little closer to the action there. You can see those top 3 drivers all nose to tail right now. Coleridge Fenimore in control of his fate. He needs a solid finish here tonight, if not a race win. Coming into tonight's race, 16 points behind the cutoff line. We've got 21 drivers out here in the field tonight, so that is a doable number. Jeff Sharp is right on that cusp of being able to make up enough to get himself into the championship 4. We've got to see how these drivers highlighted in blue can run throughout tonight, as we've got a battle for the top spot. New race leader Frank DiMaggio going to take that spot back away from Coleridge Fenimore. Fenimore second in qualifying, but there you can see him down there on the bottom of the racetrack, still digging, trying to take that spot back once again. Another pass. Whoa, close, almost contact between Fenimore and DiMaggio, and that's where Fenimore, he's got to be careful here. Frank DiMaggio, nothing really to lose, nothing really on the line for that 95, so he can race as hard as he wants. But if you're Fenimore, yes, you want to run up front, yes, you want to lead laps, but at what cost? Knowing that your championship hopes are on the line, how hard is that one of Fenimore willing to push it inside of that Chevy Z01 Camaro? He's got Mike Grandy Sr. just to his backside. Kyle Jett, Justin Groves, Chris Wold rounds out your top 6. Tom Richter now falling all the way back to 8th. Richter on a backward slide through this field. He's going to fall into the clutches of Tyler Beeman. Now Eric Moore right there as well, running in the 10th position. Jeff Sharp too far up for them, nose to tail. long train of cars here. Just a handful of seconds, right at about 1 second back from your lead pack here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Very early, 6 laps in, coming to take lap number 7 out of the 130 scheduled in tonight's Queen City 130, brought to you by Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series. Got some battles all over this raceway, so we'll jump around a little bit, try to bring them to you, try to watch them unfold to almost 3 wide here with Jerry Isaacs, Bob Rogerson also right there. They're going to sort it out for just a brief moment. Eric Moore right there on the 5 machine. He's got the 19 of Jeff Sharp right there hugging that white line through turn 3 and 4. They'll stay nose to tail tucked in, just a car length separates the two. Oh, contact! Driver with some trouble in the back. Paul Turner has issues. Somehow he gets that machine into pit road after hard contact with the outside safer barrier. The 4 heads to pit road. Bill Jett in the 28 Halvoline machine. He's starting to close in on the 19 of Jeff Sharp. Sharp still trying to run down, Eric Moore just off in front of them. Tom Richter not too far off. It's still running inside the top 10 in that 8th position, dropping 5 spots from where he started tonight's race. Still very early, maybe playing a tire strategy or fuel strategy game. We'll have to wait to see how it all unfolds. But here at the Beast of the Southeast, that's right, the Queen City Charlotte Motor Speedway, you gotta be on it. You cannot relax one bit. We'll see if Richter can recover and get himself back inside the top 5. Frank DiMaggio stepping out to just about a 2, almost 3/10 of a second race lead over Coleridge Finmore at the front of the field. Kyle Jett with the same gap back. Mike Grandy Sr. all over him right now, though. We'll jump back up with the battle inside of your top 5 because Justin Groves in the 99. He's looking to the inside of that Red Dog sponsored Chevy ZL1 Camaro. He'll take the spot away from Grandy for the time being. Grandy now going to leave that door open. Here comes the 32 Gatorade Game Fuel sponsor. Chris Wold down to the bottom. You can see him listed in that dark turn 3 orange. He is a driver eliminated from the championship chase here coming into the round of 8, but still everything to race for out there. And Wold as running strong here tonight, running in the 6th position. About this, Kyle Jett, he's moving in. He's going to catch up to Finmore. Battle for 2nd and 3rd. Jett to the outside in that 42 machine. Can he take it away? Oh, and contact. More contact. They're going to sort it out, but that's going to stack them up. Back through the field, Justin Groves on the 90 in the 99, down on the bottom of the raceway. Big time trouble for Groves, and that's going to slow the entire field down. And DiMaggio has now checked out. Look at that race advantage for the 95 DuPont sponsored Chevy ZL1 Camaro. DiMaggio has been fast all season long. Keep in mind, race fans, we do want to talk about DiMaggio for just a brief moment. He's gonna miss next week's finale at Atlanta, and almost a gentleman thing to do here coming into the championship chase. DiMaggio had a spot to run for that championship, but knowing that he was not going to be able to compete in all of the races and be here for all of the races, he backed out of that championship spot and gave another driver the opportunity to run for a championship. And DiMaggio got his 4th race win last week at Dover this season. Can he make it a 5th and go back-to-back race weeks here in the Cyber Thunder Racing League's Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series? Just behind them, Finmore, Jett, they get it sorted all out, but now Kyle Jett has got Tom Richter, Mike Grandy Sr. also right there. That stack up brought Richter back up into the top 5, but now looking to the outside is Grandy. Richter going to fall back into the clutches of that 32 of Chris Wold, Tyler Beeman right there, Justin Groves, Dalton Carter, and Eric Moore round out your top 10. And as you can see down there on the ticker below, we'll continue to throw that down there throughout the rest of the evening, give you some different stats and updates as well. But join us in the push to 2,000 subscribers. If you haven't already, drop these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side, getting notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you're just sliding through to say hey, or you're the dedicated fan, friend, or family, possibly even sponsor coming to slide through and check things out. We do appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, there'd be no us. So while you're here, while you're at it, drop these drivers a thumbs up. Championship standings coming into tonight's race, playoff race number 6 here in the season. You can see Tom Richter has control of the championship chase, but not a lot of gap to really play with. Just 7 points separating Justin Groves and Eric Moore from that top spot. And then Mike Randy just 9 points back from your points leader coming into tonight's race. Leading in the chase grid, Tom Richter, he runs in fourth. He's got Groves and Grandy both behind him, so he's good on that front. Coleridge Finmore, however, he's right there running in that second spot. He needs a solid run here tonight. And running right now, it looks like he may have cracked himself into those championship for Tyler Beeman. Very close as well. Beeman sitting back in the 8th position, running just in front of Eric Moore. So this is going to be a very close, very tight battle to see who actually makes it in as those championship 4 and gets a shot to run for the trophy when we reach Atlanta. 20 laps into tonight's Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series, Queen City 130, and we would be remiss if we didn't mention our great partners and sponsors here with the Cyber Thunder Racing League. Big time shout out to everybody back in the Wheels for Warriors USA organization. Great group of guys getting a lot of great stuff done out there. Wheels for Warriors USA, national effort to assist the veteran motorcycle organizations getting honorably discharged veterans that are deserving to go into a program. They agree to sponsor and mentor a veteran of the choice for a period of time, usually right around a year. And by the end of that, they provide a motorcycle at no cost to that veteran. Also give them riding lessons. Just a great group of guys doing a great thing for all of our veterans. So a big tip of the cap for them and all they do. Wheels for Warriors USA, helping vets 2 wheels at a time. And some big news coming out of Cyber Thunder Racing League here this week as well concerning the Wheels for Warriors USA program, and that's they're coming back one more time. They're going to come back right here next season with the Cyber Thunder Racing League to put on the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series season number 2. That's right, it's going to be coming at you right here on your Turn 3 Racing Network, your home for Cyber Thunder Racing. If you haven't checked them out, check them out on Facebook. Check them out on the web as well over here at iRacing.com. Over there in the league directories, just type in Cyber Thunder Racing League, and, well, you can try to get hooked up and try to run Thursday nights with the big boys right here in the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series. Also, down in the description, you can find the link to head on over to the Wheels for Warriors website. Give them a look, see what they're really about. And if you're wanting to donate, wanting to help out, there's lots of great things over there that they can direct you in the right direction. Check them on out at www.w4wusa.org. Finn Moore still holding on to that second spot as Frank DiMaggio has stepped away to just about a 3-second advantage, as now Richter He's got the speed back in that 34 machine. He's going to look to the bottom of the Raceway Challenge. Finmore for second, and he's going to grab that spot away. Justin Groves and the Red Dog 99 going to drop to the bottom. Doors open. Can he march his way through? Close. No. Not going to get there off of 2. He'll have to reset and try it once again. Here's the 42 of Kyle Jett. He's got himself running well in his Toyota Camry. Not a lot of Toyotas in the field here tonight, just 3 Toyotas out there on the track. Jett is sitting as your highest running Toyota driver, next Toyota member in the field. 51 of Jerry Isaacs, there you can see him back here running in the 17th position. Driver out of St. Louis, Missouri, the Show Me State. And no, I'm not showing you this because you're wrecked. I'm showing it because I love your driver profile picture. Always get a smile on my face out of the Mad Sim Racing driver. Jerry Isaacs runs 17th on the track. He'll look to try to improve that position a little bit more here tonight. Driver with the biggest gain so far, this man right here out of Woburn, Justin Groves. Up 7 positions from where he started tonight's race in the 10th spot. He now sits in 3rd. Coleridge Finmore dropping now through the field. He's going to drop from 2nd all the way back to the 5th position, as we've got a long green flag run on our hands here. 28 laps into tonight's race, and we have been clean and green all night long. Drivers very close to reaching that reaching that 100 lap left mark. We've got a battle. How about that? Let's go back, check this battle out. 4-car battle going on. Mike Grandy Sr., Chris Wold, Eric Moore, and Tyler Beeman. They're mixing it up. That's from the 6th all the way back to the 9th position. Bob Rogerson just about 8/10 off, and he's got Bryson Clark in the 73 machine tucked up right with him. Another 6/10 back to find the 19 of Jeff Sharp. Sharp was running well here tonight. Up inside of your top 5, a big stack up there as Finmore and Kyle Jett had a little bit of a moment to stack the field up, and it allowed some drivers to catch up, and it looks like now Jeff Sharp in the 19 struggling just a little bit here tonight. Sharp came into tonight's race 22 points behind the cutoff line. We'll have to wait and see if he can't get himself up inside of that cutoff line and into your championship. For right now, Tom Richter sits in 2nd. He's your points leader. Justin Groves right behind him. He is sitting just behind Richter in the point standings as well. Mike Grandy Sr., last driver in that championship, he's got himself a 16-point buffer over Coleridge Finmore, and Finmore's just barely in front of him, running in that 4th spot. Close little battle here will stay because there's a lot of championship implications right here in this group. Chris Wold leading the pack, but Eric Moore, Tyler Beeman, Mike Grandy, they're all involved in a battle to make it into that championship. For Coleridge Finmore just off in front of them. He would like to see maybe some carnage behind him. If something were to happen to 2 of those drivers, or at least one of those drivers, that's going to bust the door wide open for him and wide open for his chance to get himself back into the championship chase and have a shot at the trophy here in the Wheels 4 Warriors USA Pro Cup Series next week when we hit hot Atlanta. It's going to be a crazy one, I can guarantee you that. Frank DiMaggio, not much to say except he gone right now. 2.5 second advantage over Tom Richter. He's got Justin Groves beginning to close in on him, so we'll take a little look back towards the front of the field here in just a brief moment as Richter dealing with Justin Groves just about a second back. You can find Coleridge Finmore and Kyle Jett another half a second back off of him. 2 seconds back from that is where you'll find the big pack with Chris Wold, Eric Moore, Tyler Beeman, Mike Grandy Sr., and Bryson Clark. Rounding out your top 10, those 4 drivers still mixing it up, racing hard back in the pack. working lap number 34 now, and we can begin to see some comers and goers here tonight. Looks like Coleridge Fenmore fast on the initial run, falling back a little bit in the midpoint of this run. Now running, stabilizing right around that 4th position, but also Mike Grandy Sr. He was running up inside of your top 5, and now he's just been passed by Bob Rogerson for the 10th position just 2 laps ago. 1 lap ago, I apologize. Rogerson getting by Mike Grandy Sr., and Sr. gonna drop all the way back now to the 11th position. And the further he begins to fall, the more that actually helps Fenmore, the more that actually helps Tyler Beeman, who's also still trying to slot himself into that championship chase. So those 2 drivers, the 1 and the 91, doing all they can for their championship hopes and dreams right now. Green flag pit stops looming in the air as we work around this 1.5-mile D-shaped oval here, nestled down in Concord, North Carolina, just about 10 minutes away from Kannapolis, North Carolina, a hometown to Dale Earnhardt Sr. as well as Junior Motorsports right over there in Mooresville. Check out, if you're ever at Charlotte Motor Speedway, I'm going to tell you this, you got to head out to the North 29 Grill. It's on, Highway North 29 out there in Kannapolis, just a few miles off of Dale Earnhardt Boulevard. Great little mom and pop restaurant. They've been in business for quite some time. Just up the road from there, there is also another deli that Earnhardt used to eat at a lot. It's a breakfast place. I'm trying to remember the name right now, as Kannapolis was my hometown for quite some time. Great racing action all the time down there in the Concord, Kannapolis, Charlotte area, Salisbury, Mooresville, as well the GoPro complex out there in Mooresville, as well as the pit stop indoor go-kart track also out there as well. With everything going on outside the track, we've got great racing action right here on track. Tom Richter still trying to deal with Justin Groves. Groves not letting Richter breathe one bit, but these 2 drivers not closing in on DiMaggio at all. Coleridge Fenmore losing a little bit of time to these 2 drivers as they've got a little bit of drafting help. Kyle Jett falling back now from Fenmore. There you can see that 42 very lonely here tonight for that Toyota Camry. He sits in 5th, and then he's got a big buzz of cars behind him. Look at this little hornet's nest going on. Eric Moore, Tyler Beeman, Chris Wold right there stacked up running with each other. They've separated themselves 1.7 seconds from Bob Rogerson. Bryson Clark, Jeff Sharp, they're in a battle. Mike Grandy Sr. also back there. You can see that 12 machine falling yet another position back as the 19 of Jeff Sharp slowly starting to crawl his way back towards where he started tonight's race, up in the 9th position. Sharp runs in 11th. So small battles all throughout this field. We've got more battles back here with that 37 of David Rogerson just off in front of Dalton Carter. Eric Anderson in that turn 3. Wheels for Warriors USA STP sponsored 43 Ford Mustang. Can Anderson get himself up inside the top 15? Knocking on the door of it right now has that 53 of Dalton Carter and the AC Delco. How about that throwback little look right there? Familiar Dale Earnhardt Jr. paint scheme. Carter sits in the 15th spot, but as we said, he's got a hard charge and Eric Anderson just behind him. Jerry Isaacs 6 seconds back from them, still running in that 17th position for the time being. Patrick Stein going to round out the field of drivers that are still out there on the track. House cleaning in order here tonight, housekeeping in order. 21 drivers took to the starting grid tonight. We have still got 18 drivers out there on the track. All 18 drivers still on the lead lap. Not much at the front, but we'll check back in with your race leader right here as Frank DiMaggio just absolutely setting sail on the field. There you can see that big gap back to Tom Richter, who still has that 99 of Justin Groves tucked up in behind him. Groves now looks like he's going to look to the inside. No, gonna stay behind him. He's going to enter turn 3 in that third position still. Gonna jump around the track just a little bit more. We'll go back here to Tyler Beeman as well as Kyle Jett. They're gonna battle for a position. The 91 gonna drop to the bottom. He'll put Jett to the high side, and Kyle gonna lose a spot. The 42 drops back to 7th and into the clutches of that 32 game fuel machine of Chris Wold. Wold running well here tonight, sits right where he started tonight's race. He made some gains and then has since lost a little bit of ground, has slowly worked his way back up inside the top 10, and now he's looking for a little bit more. Can he make the pass and take that 7th position away? Gonna do so right there. He's gonna look to the bottom going into turn 1. He'll have the spot before they get there. Mike Grandy Sr., Bill Jett, Dalton Carter, they'll all break from the track and down to pit road. 46 laps into tonight's race. Green flag pit stops underway. Very fast-paced race here tonight. It looks like fast time of the night here during the race. A sub 30-second lap. Justin Groves gonna set the quick time during the race. 29.99 fast lap here during the race. DiMaggio with a 29.89 there in qualifying. So just a 10th off of your qualifying pace here tonight. We still have this battle going on. Back to this battle right here. It is still not went away as Frank DiMaggio starts to close in on some lap traffic. There you can see just off in front of him, I do believe that is the 53 of Dalton Carter, already listed off of the lead lap. Well, Carter go down a second lap now. Looks like Patrick Steinwood making his pit stop. He's going to fall a second lap down, and we'll have to wait for these green flag pit cycles to work themselves on out. But Mike Grandy Sr. also going one lap down to your race leader, Frank DiMaggio. He's still yet to come to pit road, and it's already a 5-lap difference on those tires. Already a 5-lap difference on the tires. How much longer will DiMaggio, Richter, Groves, and Finmore stay out on the track and give up some time to those fresher tires? And how long can Mike Grandy Sr. keep the tires underneath him? He sits in that 15th position, one lap down as the lucky dog. Jerry Isaacs, last driver on the lead lap. He sits in 14th. He's right on the outside edge of going one lap down now, and it looks like Isaacs indeed gonna fall to DiMaggio this time around. There you can see that 51 of Jerry Isaacs. He's going to pull the pit road after falling a lap down. Going to try to minimize the damage here. Try to keep himself just one lap down as we've got a battle for that second spot now. Groves looks to the inside. He's going to hug the inside lane right up to that apron, keeping that tire on it through the center of the corner. And he's going to pull the slide job off of turn 2. Slide right up in front of that 34. Groves works and finally takes that second spot away from the 34 of Tom Richter, who's going to fall back to the third position. Now they've still got a very comfortable gap back to the one of Coleridge Finmore. Finmore sitting in the fourth spot, 5.5 seconds behind These two drivers still mixing it up side by side at times. We'll jump back here because Eric Moore, he's starting to close in on Finmore, starting to heat up for that 4th and 5th position on the track. And Tyler Beeman isn't too far back. He's 1.5 seconds back and has the 32 of Chris Wold right behind him, just about 2 seconds away. And Finmore struggling with the race pace here. This is something we have not seen all season long. Normally we see that one of Finmore really able to keep some good pace throughout the entirety of a fuel run. But tonight here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Queen City 130, the beast of the Southeast, I'm telling you, it is giving Finmore a bit of a fit. Back across the stripe, still side by side. Eric Moore gonna lose out for just the time being. He's gonna keep himself down on the inside lane. Finmore gonna drop by. Close right there. They could have touched. Oh my gosh, now looking 3 wide. What does Mike Grandy Sr. do? Keep in mind, Sr. has those fresh tires. Will we see 3 wide? No. Mike Grandy gonna keep it. Oh my gosh, Finmore trying to pinch that 5 down a little bit, trying to slow that gain, but Mike Grandy Sr. with the push, he's going to push that 5 right on by the one of Finmore, open the door for himself going back down into turn number 1. He's got a little bit of ground to make up, and just look at that difference on tires. Mike Grandy Sr. able to really hug that white line off of the corner exit of turn number 2, and he's already out to a 4-5, make it 6 car advantage by the time they get to turn 3. Tyler Beeman now closing in on Coleridge Finmore, and that is what Beeman needs to do, because he came into tonight's race just 13 points on the outside looking in on that championship bubble. Finmore sitting 16 points back. So running where he's at right now, Finmore would not jump him in getting into the championship chase right now. Mike Grandy Sr. in danger of falling out of those that top 4, the last spot in the top 4. Sitting outside of the top 10 right now, Mike Grandy Sr. sitting in the 13th position, and his championship hopes are slowly looking like they may be slipping away. All the drivers still on the lead lap. The top 12 have yet to come to pit road. Mike Grandy Sr. has been to pit road back on lap number 45, so very early to pit road. Mike Grandy Sr. trying a big undercut here with the fuel strategy. We'll have to wait to see how it all shakes out, but now, what is that, 14 laps, race fans? Yeah, that's right at 14-15 lap difference when the leader crosses the line to begin lap number 60 right here. Mike Grandy Sr. to pit road back on lap number 45. So that will be right at a 15 lap distance difference. And Mike Grandy Sr. should make up quite a bit being able to stay on the gas here very late throughout this run. We'll take a look at the lap times. And indeed, about 1.1 seconds faster than your race leader that time by Mike Grandy Sr. Definitely making up some time. Eric Anderson in the 43 machine. He's going to bring his Ford Mustang down to pit road for service and tires. Gonna stay right here, watch this battle unfold between these drivers, championship drivers, or bubble drivers, I should say. On the outside, looking in here, the one of Coleridge Finmore dominating the regular season, but now having a dismal championship run. As there you can see that 42 of Kyle Jett, he is on fresh tires, and he is trying to make his way around this track as fast as possible. And you can just see the difference. And Tom Richter, he's had enough. He's going to pull it to pit road. 34 going to give up that third position and come to pit road this time by. Will he be able to keep himself on the lead lap is the question. How much Will that 34 give up? We'll have to keep our eye on Mike Grandy Sr. and Bill Jett. Those two drivers are already to pit road. They've got fresher tires, and here comes the 43 of Eric Anderson. He's on fresh tires as well. A lot of different and varying fuel strategies here. We're going to go ahead and bring you some of that right now. There you can see the different 62 laps, 61 laps. All of those drivers have yet to come to pit road. We'll revisit this here in just a moment because you're going to see things all sorts of mixed up here. We'll get back to that in just a brief moment. Go ahead and throw that battle box up for you real quick. Like there, you can see the battle for that 5th position now as Dalton Carter just off in front of Chris Wold. Carter sitting back in the 14th position, 1 lap down for the time being. Jeff Sharp sits back in 6th. You can see the mile an hour's right there, right about the same distance, but look at it. Dalton Carter, fresh tires, 3 miles an hour faster than Chris Wold and Jeff Sharp, who are all those older tires. And this field, I'm telling you, it's going to be a big-time mix-up on the fuel strategy because we've got drivers that hit pit road back at lap number 45. We've got drivers that hit pit road back at lap 53. Drivers that hit pit road right here at lap 62. So you've got multiple little steps through the fuel run. And now looks like what a run to pit road for Justin Groves. My gosh. Let's take a look back real quick here. Lap number 64, Justin Groves was able to catch up to Frank DiMaggio. DiMaggio may have ran out of gas. He may have been saving and saving and saving so much that he had to give up that top spot, and then coming back to pit road, we'll watch that entry right here. DiMaggio gonna close in on the outside and swing it down to pit road. That's gonna begin to complete that green flag pit cycle now, and there you can see what has happened. Mike Grandy Sr. gonna take the top spot away now. We'll revisit some of that, the pit strategy there for you. We'll jump it up right there. There you can see 2012 4 laps on the tires for all of these drivers. The 34 of Tom Richter. He looks like he's got the winning ticket. He's going to go by that 42 of Kyle Jett. Richter back to second. Mike Grandy Sr., though, how about the strategy there? He comes to pit road way early. He's got himself a 2-second advantage now as we work our way around the track. Lap number 67 coming to lap 68 out of the 130 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. And as these drivers have crossed that halfway threshold, if you haven't already, join us in the push to 2,000 subscribers. Toss these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you're just sliding through to say hey, or you are one of the dedicated fan friends or family stopping by to check on everything. We do appreciate you each and every time you do. While you're here, toss these drivers a thumbs up. And how about that new race leader here on lap number 69 of the Queen City 130 for the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series? Tom Richter gonna take the top spot for the first time tonight. Trying to look back to Justin Groves and Frank DiMaggio. They're going to be battling with each other now, 10 seconds behind Tom Richter as they extended the fuel run just about 4 seconds, but I believe those drivers may have ran out of fuel because they gave up a lot of track time DiMaggio, Groves, they're going at it still on the track there. You can see that 99 and 95 tucked up, lined up with each other. But what has happened to Coleridge Fenimore? He is now outside of the top 10. His championship hopes slipping away. Trying to look around the track. We'll jump back up here with Tom Richter. Mike Grandy Sr. just behind him in the second spot. Kyle Jett looking to take that spot away. What do you say we stay right here for just a moment? Kyle Jett in the 42 right there. Eric Anderson in the 43 machine. He's looking to get himself back onto the lead lap. Can he do so? Lost one lap during the pit stop. And unfortunately for him, that ended up being 2 laps. Got himself 1 lap back. Still listed 1 lap down, but very close to being able to unlap himself. Just one more man to beat. He's got to get up there and catch Tom Richter. Richter about 4 seconds out in front of this pack of drivers we're watching now is Mike Grandy Sr. He's starting to lose the pace on that car. 32-35 last time around for the 12 machine. 31.99 last time around for that 42 of Kyle Jett. 31.32 for your race leader, Tom Richter. So still about 0.6 of a second faster with almost 10 lap fresher tires. Richter pulled the trigger right at the right time. And how about this man right here? Let's go take a look at the 28 machine 28 machine of Bill Jett, sitting in the 7th position. He's your biggest mover of the race so far here tonight. The new Milford, Connecticut driver inside of that 28 machine, that Chevy Z01 Camaro, up 11 spots from where he started tonight's race, all the way outside of the top 15, out now in the 6th position on track, and he's got about 6 seconds to make up to get to the back end of the 12, and he's got a 2.3 second advantage over Tyler Beeman. Dalton Carter back in 8th, Eric Moore, and Coleridge Fenimore now rounds out your top 10. We're going to jump back to this battle with the top 10. It's one of your closest on the track, and just as I say that, Groves, DiMaggio, and Jett, they start to battle it out as well. Fenimore has the 5. Oh my gosh! That got close right there, race fans. Lap number 77, and we've got action at the front. We've got action at the back. DiMaggio gonna go way up the track. He's gonna lose some ground now and some time at that. DiMaggio gonna fall back 1.5 seconds after battling there right on the tail end, right on the rear deck lid of that 99 of Justin Groves. And Dalton Carter gonna bring that 53 to pit road for his second green flag pit stop here tonight. And it looks like some of these drivers may be trying to split this thing in half. Gonna be very, very close. Justin Groves, Frank DiMaggio now sitting in a 2nd and 3rd. Both of those drivers pitting lap number 65, and that is exactly the halfway point. Will it be enough to get them to the end? We will jump back up here with this battle, as it is your closest battle and the closest battle to the front of the field. Justin Groves, Frank DiMaggio, they sit 5.6, 5.7 seconds behind your race leader, Tom Richter. He pitted 4 laps sooner, and he has got quite a gap as these drivers are having to try to make their way through some of the back markers. Eric Anderson's run back to the, oh my gosh, in the 53 of Dalton Carter. Trouble coming off the pit road. He's going to hit the inside safer barrier. We stay green flag racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. My gosh, what a green flag run, huh? 80 laps in, and we have been clean and green all night long here on the Turn 3 Racing Network in Concord, North Carolina. Charlotte Motor Speedway playoff race number 6. of the championship chase here in the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup City. Tell you what, race fans, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, but you won't miss any of the action as we stay right here. We'll run this side by side. And backtrack side, as promised, not missing any of the action. Lap number 85 now underway. Eric Moore right there still battling with Chris Wold right behind him. Jeff Sharp in the 19 just to his outside. Coleridge Finmore making up a little bit of ground. Finmore now up into that 7th position. He's starting to work his way back in the direction that he needs to go, and Eric Moore needs to stay right here with him. All Moore has to do is stay in touch, stay in tow with Finmore and Beeman, and he's going to find his way into that championship 4. He'll keep his spot. 3rd on the chase grid right now is Moore, sitting 7 points behind your points leader coming into tonight's race, Tom Richter, who leads this field by 3.9 seconds. Just about a half a second back from Justin Rose is Frank DiMaggio. We're going to keep ourselves right here with this battle, as it is the biggest chase grid implicated battle on the track right now, as we slowly make our way closer and closer to just 44 laps to go. Well, we are at 44 laps to go this time by. We'll check out that battle real fast up here between Justin Groves and Frank DiMaggio. I would expect to see this one go between these two drivers for quite some time, but the question is, this man at the front of the field, Tom Richter, does he have enough fuel to make it to the end, to make it to the checkered flag without having to stop for a second time? We've already seen a handful of drivers make a second pit stop. Looks like Mike Grandy Sr. coming back to pit road, back on lap number 85. Bill Jett coming to pit road, back on lap 80, second stop of the night for the 89 of Patrick Stein and his Ford Mustang. We'll bring that one to pit road back on lap 70, right when the fuel window opened up for him to get to the end. So it's going to be close up here for a lot of these drivers inside of your top 5, especially for this 42 of Kyle Jett. He came to pit road last on lap number 53. Kyle Jett is going to have to save some gas, and I tell you what, why don't we jump out there and see how these drivers are going about this, see how they work things in their office. We'll go on board here with our butt kicker on board camera. Kyle Jett inside of his Toyota Camry sits in the fourth spot. Clean track in front, clean track behind. Jett sits in fourth. A little bit of a different scenario for this driver. We've got an onboard camera tonight with the 99 of Justin Groves. There you can see a rear view mirror full of Frank DiMaggio, and I think we've got a few more onboard cameras here on with this 99. We'll check in with him, see if we can't find him. There's another look at the man in his office doing what he does. Justin Groves makes his way around this track, still sitting in that second spot. He's got Frank DiMaggio all over him. We'll see if we can't go take a look at DiMaggio now. I do believe onboard camera shot there to go with that 95 of Frank DiMaggio. Long way back to find anybody behind him, but he is right there, still heating up. Justin Groves for that second position. Bob Rogerson gonna pass Jerry Isaacs for the 16th spot. Both of those drivers listed multiple laps down here tonight, trying to jump around and keep us with all the action, because there's battles everywhere and there's chase implications everywhere right now. The 91 of Tyler Beeman trying to get by Coleridge Finmore. That's going to put Beeman in a good spot to secure himself with a shot at something. Mike Grandy Sr. sitting back in the 13th spot right now. But Grandy just had a handful of points. 13 points in front of Tyler Beeman coming into tonight's race. And is that enough distance? Is that enough? It looks like it's right about 7 or 8 positions. That may translate into enough points. We'll have to wait to see how it all works itself out, but keep in mind, there's always a wrinkle. Mike Grandy Sr. staying, well, with the undercut earlier tonight, after the round of green flag pit stops we had, Mike Grandy Sr. led a handful of laps, so he's going to get a bonus point for leading a lap. Tyler Beeman yet to lead here tonight. Coleridge Finmore led, I do believe, 1 lap here tonight, so that's going to even them out as far as that aspect is concerned. But then the track positions, I mean, I can't do the math that fast. Just can't do it. We will hop around the track just a little bit here now. Back with this battle, the 5 of Eric Moore with the 32 of Chris Wold in tow. The 19 of Jeff Sharp, he's holding strong in the draft as well. Tom Richter now dealing with a few back markers. That's the 28 of Bill Jett. Fresh tires on that 28. Fresh tires for all of these drivers beginning to make their way up to Tom Richter. There you can see Jerry Isaacs. He's going to dive to the bottom of the racetrack, get himself around that 78 of Bob Rogerson. Rogerson yet to come to pit road for his second time lap here tonight. So those fresh tires right there on your race leader's rear deck lid. And if you're Tom Richter, what do you do here? You don't necessarily want to let him by. You don't necessarily want to race him, because you don't want to give up the time, but you definitely want to use some of their draft, try to help out some of that fuel saving that you're going to have to do here. I don't think Richter is going to be able to make it to the end of tonight's race without a little bit of draft help, without a little bit of fuel saving. So we'll come back, check in with your race leader here in just a few moments. Back to this 3-car battle. Once again, Eric Moore, Chris Wold, Jeff Sharp. That's a battle for 7th, 8th, and 9th on the speedway. Tyler Beeman 2.5 seconds out in front of them in that 91 Ford Mustang, sitting in the 6th spot for the time being. Bryson Clark in the 73, he's up the most spots here tonight. He sits in the 10th position, listed as the first driver off of the lead lap, 1 lap down right now. That 73 of Clark running strong. Bryson Clark was one of those drivers that made it to victory lane. Also one of the drivers that made it into the championship chase. Unfortunately, his championship hopes and dreams went out the window kind of early. Actually, no, I apologize. Bryson Clark was one of the drivers that barely missed your championship 12 came down to just a handful of points. If I'm remembering correctly, I can go back and check all the stat sheets if need be. But Bryson Clark did have a pretty consistent, pretty solid season. He's running solid and consistent here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. He sits in the 10th position, up 9 spots from where he started all the way back, basically last row in the field. Battle still raging on right here between these three drivers. Battle still raging on. Second and third on the track, Justin Groves has Frank DiMaggio tucked in behind him. 15 seconds back to Tyler Beeman, Eric Moore, Chris Wold, Jeff Sharp still going at it. Wold and Moore beginning to separate themselves just a little bit from that 19 of Jeff Sharp. So his Chevy ZL1 Camaro falling off the pace just a little bit. And Coleridge Finmore has trouble. He's going to mow the grass on the front stretch. He's going to lose a little bit more time. He falls now back to 8th. Eric Anderson making a pass on Kyle Jett for the 12th position. Jett going to make his way down and out of pit road. He's been on the pit road for the second time. He's got enough fuel to make it to the end, and he can push pretty much as hard as he wants. Coleridge Finmore going to come to pit road this time by as well. Chris Wold with a moment, and that's going to put Jeff Sharp back in front of him in that 6th position. Eric Moore now up to the 5th spot. Mike Grandy Sr. closed back in. He's now back inside of the top 10, and I think it's going to be hard-pressed now for Tyler Beeman or Coleridge Finmore, either of the two, to make it into that championship 4. They're going to need Grandy to have some trouble, or they're going to need to walk away with the race win here tonight. Beeman runs in 4th. He's your highest running bubble driver, if you will. 91 Ford Mustang looking for some more speed, looking for some more points out there. He's got a long way to go to catch up to a podium spot. Justin Groves finally gonna lose that top spot, lose that 2nd spot, I should say. And I say finally because Frank DiMaggio and Justin Groves, they've been going at it back and forth lap after lap, swapping, switching that 2nd and 3rd position around. Now DiMaggio has it in hand. Will he be able to step off and close in on Tom Richter? And I think the fuel saving has begun for that 34 of Richter. He's been about 3 to 4 tenths of a second slower the past 6 laps than the previous 6 for Richter. So indeed slowing that pace quite a bit, and you can see maybe trying to start to manage some of that gap. We'll watch it as the gap still continues to creep closer and closer. Richter still leads DiMaggio and Groves as we've been green flag racing since the drop of the initial start of this race. 105 laps in to this 130 lap official race distance. We are down to just 26 to go this time by. And as we close in, I apologize, 25 laps to go this time by as we close in to closing out this round of 8 in tonight's championship setting race here at the Queen City 130 at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Wheels for Warriors USA. If you haven't already, scroll on down through the description. Check out that link right there for the Wheels for Warriors USA, helping vets 2 wheels at a time, centrally located out there in Lincoln, Nebraska, doing a lot of great things with at-risk veterans. As we all know, the numbers and statistics, and none of us like them. 22 veterans a day take their own lives, and stepping in, helping out. Great calls. Wheels for Warriors USA partnering with local motorcycle organizations when they need to and when they have to, and getting connected with some at-risk veterans and putting them through a program and mentoring them, helping them out, and presenting them at the end of the program, presenting them with their very own motorcycle that they're going to be able to ride and join some of the clubs in their local area, also helping out with just that sense of camaraderie and brotherhood that so many of our veterans miss after serving our great country. And what a way to give back to the men and women that give so much for us, or that have gave so much for us. Wheels for Warriors USA doing some big time things. Check them out in the description down there. That's right, www.w4wusa.org. While you're checking out that description and click that link, why don't you help us out with that push to 2,000 subscribers? Come on over here and drop these drivers a thumbs up. Click subscribe and smash that bell over there on the right hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. So while you're here, while you're at it, while you're enjoying a great show here from Charlotte Motor Speedway, drop these drivers a thumbs up. And as we close in on just about 20 laps to go, we'll begin to show those point standings scrolling across the bottom of your screen. We will also begin to run down our driver highlights and spotlights. Not a lot of movement here at the front to bring you your driver highlights and spotlights. Tom Richter, the Quakertown, Pennsylvania driver, he came into tonight's race leading that championship standings, leading in the chase grid. He is leading here tonight. He's got the top spot. He's looking to build some momentum heading into the championship night next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Driver sitting back in the second position right behind him at Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Frank DiMaggio looking to go back-to-back race-winning weeks here in the Cyber Thunder Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series. Driver back in third. Hard-charging driver Justin Groves trying to get that red dog Chevy ZL1 Camaro just a little further up inside those podium spots. The 91 of Tyler Beeman, bubble driver outside looking in, running well, but is it enough? The Mad Sim Racing driver sits in fourth. Eric Moore running third in the chase grid. Out on the track here tonight, he's going to round out your top five and round out your driver highlights and spotlights for just a moment. The Kentucky native, Eric Moore, running well here tonight. Looks like he's going to go ahead and sew up the spot for his championship hopes and dreams. Back to this man, another bubble driver, Jeff Sharp. He needed a big gain in the points, running well just outside of the top five, but the East Greenbush, New York driver, I think is going to fall just shy as he came in to tonight's race, 22 points behind that cutoff line. Mike Grandy Sr. in the 12 machine, there you can see him. He's up here running with Justin Groves, but he is listed off of the lead lap, and Mike Grandy Sr., he's only 13 points ahead of Tyler Beeman, sitting 4 positions back from him. So I don't know. It's going to be very close here for the Fonda New York driver. Can Mike Grandy Sr. get the job done? Can he gain another spot or possibly have something happen here to Justin Groves or Tyler Beeman and keep himself in that championship 4? And with 15 laps to go this time by out of the 130 laps scheduled in tonight's official race distance here in the Queen City 130 in Concord, North Carolina at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Tom Richter has got the 95 of Frank DiMaggio all over him. Here comes Justin Groves in that 99 machine as well. And I tell you what, out of these 3 drivers in the podium spots, 2 of them have yet to been to victory lane here this season. Will Richter or Groves? Oh, Groves hard into the outside wall. He's trying to save the car. Does he get it corralled? Yes, he does. And that is almost heartbreak city there for Justin Groves. He's going to have to try to refocus, resettle and just finish this thing on out now. Groves gave up a lot of time with the contact with the outside wall. I'm sure that 99 is pretty beat up and pancaked on that right side. The 42 of Tyler Beeman, back marker. He's going to make his way by Groves as Groves has fallen off of the pace. And yes, indeed, you can see a little bit of damage on the right side of that car as Tom Richter looks to keep DiMaggio behind him. Battle for the race lead, your closest battle on the track. Back off of turn number 2 down the back stretch. Can Richter keep the 34 in the top spot? Frank DiMaggio right there closing in as we close in on just 12 laps to go. Gonna be very close here. Let's go on board. I do believe we've got an onboard overhead camera shot here. Frank DiMaggio trying to run down and catch Tom Richter, who sits just in front of him. What a shot right here. I tell you what, we do appreciate everybody back at the Turn 3 headquarters putting in all the work, getting all of these great camera shots. We'll see if we can't now get another camera shot. Good look back at Frank DiMaggio off of Tom Richter's rear deck lid. There you can see the 42 of Kyle Jen also coming up into the mix. Oh, a little bit of a connection issue there for DiMaggio. He blinks out for just a second. The Winn-Dixie sponsored 42 of Kyle Jet coming up into the mix. Jet trying to get himself back on to the lead lap. He's going to drop to the bottom and he's going to get it. He's going to get himself back on the lead lap. No, not yet. Not just yet. Richter says, no, sir. No, you don't. You might have the fresh tires, but you're going to have to work for this one. He'll go to the high side here in 1 and 2. DiMaggio stuck behind the 42. A little bit of aero push coming through the center of 1 and 2. He'll slide up the track. Now in front of that 12 of Mike Grandy Sr. Grandy going to give him a little bit of help with the draft going back down into turn number 3. Kyle Jett now makes the pass on a Richter to put himself back onto the lead lap. And now Mike Grandy Sr. right there in the Hallmark number 12. He is sitting in the lucky dog position should we have a late race caution. And my, wouldn't that mix things up for the championship cutoff race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We get a late race caution, and I don't know. There's going to be some craziness, I can assure you that. Closest battle on the race right here, first and second on the track, trying to work their way around with the 12 of Mike Grandy Sr. Grandy has much fresher tires, about 25 lap fresher tires, but Grandy has been out there for quite some time on those tires, so the grip level not fully there for the 12, but still enough grip. Whoa! Still enough grip to make the pass on DiMaggio, but almost a moment there, almost contact with that outside wall, and DiMaggio has to check up just a little bit. He'll give a little bit of ground up to Tom Richter as they work their way back off of 4 and through the tri-oval. Just 7 laps to go here in the Queen City 130, brought to you by the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series. And as we said earlier tonight, we want to give a big time shout out to everybody over there at the headquarters with Wheels for Warriors USA and their entire organization for not just everything they do for our events, but coming back for a second season right here with the Cyber Thunder Racing League, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We're going to kick that season back off. Let me check the calendar. I will have to get back to that one. I do believe... Well, we'll have some updated information about that when we come to you live on July 7th with the All-Star Race here in Cyber Thunder Racing League. We'll also have some upcoming race information for you, the championship night about next season as we get more and more details. And now we get more of a battle right here. DiMaggio drops to the bottom looking for the top spot once again. Can Richter keep it wound up at the top? High, wide, and handsome off of 2. Richter gonna keep the top spot for a moment. No draft, side draft slows down that 34 for a minute, and DiMaggio retakes the race lead with 5 laps to go. And coming off of turn 4 this time by, and Richter has to pit. He's not going to make it on fuel. Tom Richter down to pit road. Oh my, that's going to mix up a lot. Back to your race leader, Frank DiMaggio. Is he saving fuel at all? Let's go inside the cockpit. There you can see him drafting now with that 12. DiMaggio knows he's going to be running on fumes here. This is going to get close. And how about Justin Gross? He's 2.6 seconds behind. You can see him not fully in the gas. He is definitely saving here. The 95 saving fuel. Here late in the race, there's Tom Richter. He's going to make his way back off of pit road. He's going to go down 1 lap. Oh no, Richter going to fall all the way back to 9th. 3 laps remaining. Can DiMaggio keep it out on track? Does he have enough fuel? What about Justin Gross? Let's go listen to Gross's engine. Way out of the gas. I mean, big time out of the gas for Justin Gross as more drivers to pit road. Tyler Beeman to pit road with 2 to go. 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks last time around for Frank DiMaggio inside of that DuPont-sponsored 95 machine. Can the Windsor, Ontario, Canada driver make it around one more time? He's going to head back down into turn 3, hit the center, way out of the gas, all the way down to 145 miles an hour. DiMaggio works his way off a 4, white flag, final lap. Here tonight in the Queen City 130, brought to you by Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series for the Cyber Thunder Racing League. Right here on your home for Cyber Thunder Racing. That's right, turn 3, Racing Network. DiMaggio, does he have enough fuel? Still underpowered down the backstretch. He'll head into turn number 3. Still under power, still on the gas. DiMaggio gonna get it done. Back-to-back race wins for that 95 of Frank DiMaggio. Justin Gross gonna see if he can limp it through the corner. And it looks like DiMaggio Gross also going to make his way around the track. He's going to cross the line. Eric Moore coming to the line now to take the 3rd spot. He'll grab a podium spot. 11 positions higher than where he started tonight's race, almost outside of the top 15. What a run by that 5 of Eric Moore. He'll slot home 3rd. Chris Wold going to pull a top 5 out of the hat. He'll walk away in 4th. Kyle Jett back in 5th. But what about your championship for looking, and it looks like indeed it is locked up. Tom Richter, Justin Gross, Eric Moore, and Mike Grandy are gonna be your championship 4 drivers as we watch Frank DiMaggio put on a smoke show. We'll get ready, we'll get set to head to your post-race interviews here, race fans. Bear with us. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Get things set up and ready to go for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And back trackside at the conclusion of tonight's championship cutoff race right here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Queen City 130, putting on quite a show, not disappointing at all. Looks like we're going to have some time, so why don't we go ahead and run down some of your post-race interviews. Let's see if we can't check in, have a few words with the driver that walked away with the third position here tonight. Let's see if we can't dial up and have a word with the driver inside of that number 5 machine, Eric Moore. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
How's it going?
Not bad. How about yourself, my man? After walking away with a third place here tonight, pretty much securing your spot in that championship for next week at Atlanta.
Yeah, I knew I had to finish towards the front there and hope Coleridge didn't walk away with a win. So I'm glad I finally broke the top 3 in the interview here.
Well, you got all your wishes, all your I don't want to say dreams, but all the wishes that you needed, everything that you needed to fall your way, pretty much fell right inside your lap. You crept into the top 3 right there towards the tail end of the race. Walk us through how you did it.
Frank, big shout out to him. He's a teammate. He's pretty smart when it comes to these things. He let me know, hey, we're gonna have to pretty much run this first run out of fuel. I have enough to make it only on one stop. So that was the game plan from the beginning, and it worked out like to a T.
Absolutely, it did. Well, how much fuel did you still have inside of that number 5 Autism Speaks Chevy ZL1 Camaro?
I had about three or four more laps, so I was good to go. I saved for a little bit there at the beginning of the run, and then I realized I had plenty, and I tried to catch up as much as I could as I lost there.
Well, Eric, my man, a heck of a run by you and the 5 crew here tonight, walking away with the first podium of the season for you and doing it right when you needed to, right as we get set to go into the championship race next week. You found yourself with a shot at the championship. So before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home on that 5?
Sure, I'd like to obviously thank Longshot Motorsports, the team here, team captain Crank Bell. I don't normally race asphalt, so he dragged me over to the asphalt world, and I'm really enjoying it. I normally have Scoots Custom on the side of the car, but I've just been running this Autism Speaks car since, well, I guess April. But yeah, all the guys at Longshot, Frank, Bryson, Paul, all of them help me out a lot every week.
All right, Eric. Well, again, my man, congratulations on making it into the championship 4, and we'll see if we can catch up with you next week when we hit Atlanta.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it. Final few words from the driver inside of the 5 machine. Eric Moore not only walks away with the first podium of the season for him, he's also the biggest mover of the race. Also gets himself into the championship 4. He's going to have a shot at the big trophy next Thursday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network when we get back to racing action at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And, well, that's going to bring us to our next driver in line. Let's see if we can't go take a look at this guy right here inside of that Red Dog sponsored number 99. Once again, Justin Groves gets the Red Dog Chevy ZL1 Camaro into a podium spot. Walks away second here tonight. Justin, how you doing inside that thing?
Good. We made it to the next round, so that is the key part of the night.
That was going to be one of the next things I mentioned to you with your run here tonight. You did secure a spot in the championship 4 at Atlanta. So what do you do from here?
The nice thing is we had a great run tonight, and Atlanta's pretty similar to Charlotte. You got to be a little bit safer with tires because tire wear is quite fallen off, but I felt like I was really good on the long runs. I just kind of pushed it a little late and just kind of had to save it and make sure we made it to the finish. So definitely have a lot more confidence going into Atlanta as long as I don't make any bonehead moves.
Well, you came into tonight's race just 7 points behind Tom Richter. Richter fell through the field there, having to make a second pit stop So it looks like you very well may have control over the championship grid and may be the highest championship driver when we head to Atlanta next week. Does that make you feel any safer, or does that give you any what's the word? I don't want to necessarily say advantage, but
When it comes to Atlanta, I don't feel like I have any advantage. I know last year in the ARCA series with the Cyber guys, I dominated that whole series, and then Atlanta just threw a complete wrench into my entire season. So at least we had a good run tonight. Take that, go into Atlanta, and take those learnings and do well.
all right, Justin. Well, again, congratulations with the second place here tonight, but more importantly, congratulations on securing your spot to run for that championship trophy next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home on that 99?
Yeah, always number one is Wheels for Warriors and Cyber Thunder for putting this on, and Dave for you broadcasting, and then just family for support. And otherwise, we'll see you and hopefully be talking to you at Atlanta.
All right, man. Well, we'll see if we can't catch up with you then.
Dave, have a good one.
All right, there you have it. Final words from Justin Groves. Happy he's got a chance at Atlanta, but a little bit worried there that he has a chance at Atlanta. Could sense a little unsurety inside of that 99 of Justin Groves, but nonetheless, he's going to slot himself in the championship contending spot, and that's going to bring us to none other than the man that we've talked to multiple times this season. Gonna pick it up with him for the fifth time this season now. Frank DiMaggio, how you doing after your fifth race win this year?
Feeling pretty good. My eyes burn though from staring at the screen, so that's kind of weird. But all in all, it was a really good race.
Absolutely. I mean, a long green flag runs the entire race, to be exact, clean and green. Walk us through how you were able to manage the fuel there and the fuel load. You were able to stretch it out pretty much further than a lot of other drivers. The podium drivers, each one of you did a heck of a job with the fuel. How did you manage, and when did you find out that you could turn this into a one stop?
Probably around lap 30, I start checking the fuel. It's about halfway through a run, and compare that to how long the race is, and I started clutching it, trying to save, trying to get to halfway, and then Justin and Tom ran me down. I actually ran out of fuel on pit road coming to my pit box, so if I would have overshot it or something, I would have been done. But after that, kind of just tried to cruise her behind Justin a little bit and save something. And then as soon as Tom did start saving fuel on the last run, that's when they started pushing. So try not to let him save anything.
So the race strategy for you here tonight, was there any point it wasn't just go out and win?
Winning's always nice, but I was telling Justin, no offense to him, but it was anybody but Coleridge tonight to get into the playoffs. That was the goal for our team. Anybody but Coleridge. So I guess it worked out. It sucks that he's had a crappy 3 races in a row, just some bad luck. But he's a fast guy, and it was going to be hard to beat him in Atlanta. So try and help my teammates out the best I can by winning the race tonight.
Well, sometimes the best things for ourselves and our teammates is some bad luck for some other drivers. I mean, that's just kind of the nature of the beast and the way the cookie crumbles. So, I mean, on that note, it kind of is what it is on that one. Unfortunately, though, for you, I would have liked to have seen you with a chance to run for this championship. So, looking forward to next season, Frank. Uh, are we going to see you with a chance for a championship? Are you going to be back? How are things looking next season for you?
At the moment, it's kind of looking like the same thing as this year, where 3 weeks racing, 3 weeks I can't be here. I would have liked to be in the playoffs for sure. These playoffs, the tracks that are in them are my favorite tracks. I was so upset I couldn't race at Indy. The first half of the year, I mean, we won the season opener, and then from there, since I was already in, I just tried starting at the back and see how many guys I could pass throughout the race. So, but I don't know. We'll see what we can do. Hopefully things change, but as of right now, I don't think I'll be able to race the full season next year.
All right, Frank. Well, that's some unfortunate news, but again, congratulations on a heck of a season. Walking away here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway with your 5th win on the year. So before we let you go and celebrate tonight with the rest of the crew, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home?
Well, just want to say thumbs up to Tom and Justin there. I think those guys were faster than me and just didn't work out for them in the end. But just want to say thanks to Wheels for Warriors USA. Without them, this thing doesn't really happen. So everyone on the admin team and our buddy Crank Bell at home recovering. Hope to see him on track next season.
All right, my man. Well, again, Frank, congratulations on your 5th win of the season. And I can't remember, are we going to be able to catch up with you next week or Atlanta, or are you going to be missing in action?
Nope, this is it. You get all the Frank you can tonight because next week there's not going to be one.
Well, I haven't got all I could take, but I think the field has gotten all they could take in the past 2 weeks, you walking away with those checkered flags. But nonetheless, my man, always a pleasure to catch up with you. And we'll see if we can't talk to you next season.
Yeah, hopefully we can be there.
All right, there you have it. Frank DiMaggio walks away with checkered flag number 5 on the year. He's going to finish out his season on a high note. You heard it from him himself. Not going to be here next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And you heard kind of, I don't want to say fighting words or controversy, but him and his teammates, they wanted Finmore out of the championship without a shot at it at Atlanta. They all know how fast he's been, how competitive, and how hard it is to beat him. And unfortunately for Finmore, 3rd race in a row with trouble. He'll finish outside of the top 15, and his championship run will come to an end here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway. And what a race it was, race fans. We have got our championship for Justin Groves, Eric Moore, Mike Grandy Sr., and Tom Richter will be the drivers fighting it out next week when we hit Atlanta Motor Speedway for championship night right here in Cyber Thunder's Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series. And it sounds like producers hitting those buttons in the background. It's time to run down tonight's
Feel like I was just on another planet.
unofficial race results here in the Queen City 130, brought to you by Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series on Cyber Thunder Racing League, iRacing.com. Frank DiMaggio gonna take the top spot away. Justin Groves gonna secure his championship position. He'll finish in 2nd. Eric Moore also gonna finish out his chances at a championship here tonight. He'll slot in with a chance to run for it at Atlanta. He finishes in 3rd. 32 of Chris Wold with a great run here tonight. He'll walk away in 4th, rounding out your top 5. The 42 of Kyle Jett. Jeff Sharp in the 19 gonna fall just short on his championship hopes and dreams. He'll walk away from the track here tonight with a good finish. He walks away in 6th. 7th place here tonight goes to the 12 of Mike Grandy Sr. Tom Richter right behind him in the 34. Both of those drivers will secure their spots with a chance to run for the championship trophy next week right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Dave Rogerson gonna finish in 9th. Bryson Clark back in 10th. 28 of Bill Jett walks away in 11th, while Tyler Beeman brings the 91 home in 12th. 43 of Eric Anderson finishing in 13th. Back in 14th will be the 51 of Jerry Isaacs. Bob Rogerson in the 78 walks away, rounding out your top 15. Coleridge Finmore gonna finish tonight's race back in the 16th position. 17th tonight goes to Patrick Stein, and Dalton Carter finishes tonight's race back in 18th. 19th spot goes to the 101 of Dave Gainford. Dave Sanders finishes tonight's race back in 20th. And rounding out the field here tonight after early trouble, finishing 127 laps down, the 4 of Paul Turner. Well, that's it. That's all she wrote for this week. We'll get set to wind up the cords and head to Atlanta Motor Speedway. Get ready to bring you your championship night action right here for Cyber Thunder Racing's Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series. If you haven't already, race fans, head on over to the YouTube side of things. Help us in the push to 2,000 subscribers. Drop these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. And well, with all that being said, and all the great racing action over here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway, we're going to head to Atlanta. Stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.